doing? This is Black Shy Guy. This is a brand new video. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Also hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, and also hit the notification button to get notified on any upcoming new videos. And as always, thank you for sitting at my table. We are here to discuss the denouncing of Caitlin Clark's name being used for racism, and this is not the end. I think this is going to go on all year long, and I'm going to have to say that Caitlin Clark's mental is on a level beyond levels, because anybody who had to deal with the silliness of it all would have broke down already, because what she's dealing with, even with the media, because I'm going to tell you one thing, all right? The fact that the media is already trying to put Caitlin Clark in a position to denounce her fans. Yes, everybody know all fans are not polite and are not nice. Fans are fans, no matter how you look at it. But to put Caitlin Clark in a position to basically talk about her fans, talk down to her fans, I think is idiotic. Caitlin Clark has a platform. Can she do whatever she wants to help on her platform? Absolutely. But Caitlin Clark, just like the superheroes of old, despite it being science fiction, they have to play their cards right. They have to play the political game when it comes to stardom. They cannot go automatically over to the other side and denounce and completely obliterate their fans. They can't do that. It's ignorance. So for this reporter to ask Caitlin Clark a specific question when it comes to her name being used by morons out there who want to use her name in a racist manner. Obviously, like I said, we got fans who do whatever they want to do. It is what it is. It's part of the world. If you can't handle it, I don't know what to tell you. But Caitlin Clark is dealing with hits from the left, from the right, from the center. She's getting hits from all over. And I'm going to say this about players within the WNBA who chooses their platform to try to knock down their moneymaker, because Caitlin Clark is their moneymaker. Caitlin Clark is the one that's bringing views to the WNBA. And yes, Caitlin Clark is the one bringing fresh eyes to allow other people to see the other talents within the WNBA. For any WNBA player to get on their platform to knock down Caitlin Clark on any opportunity they can get is downright an idiot beyond explanation and beyond all thoughts. Because for you to try to knock down the only individual that is bringing money to your sport, the only person who basically brought charter flights to your availability, I just can't comprehend the level of intelligence that goes behind you trying to knock her down. And don't get me wrong, everybody's entitled to their opinion. This is a free country, by all means. But there's also a level of intelligence that needs to be involved when it comes to business. If I'm going to make a post about a certain individual that I know is going to be taken by everyone as an attack on the player that's basically bringing eyes to the sport that I'm involved in, I'm not going to post it, because I know how ignorant people can be. It could be an intelligent post. It could be an intelligent post. I'm not saying all posts about Caitlin Clark within the WNBA players' posts is ignorant or wrong. What I'm saying is how it's going to be looked at. Perception is very important, especially when it comes to business. Why do you think people get fired over a post when it comes to social media? It's because of perception. It's because how you're going to make the company look. You probably wasn't negative at all. You probably didn't mean anything by it. But the perception is what counts. What am I talking about? Let's dive into what this reporter had to say to Caitlin Clark. It's very important that you guys hear the reporter, because I really believe that the media is starting to get involved to try to break this young girl and to try to create a sort of narrative in a way that Caitlin Clark is against the LGBT, is against everything that the WNBA originally stood for. And it's kind of depressing to see, because we all want the WNBA to succeed. But the way it's going, I'm going to say this, and I have to say this because it's facts. If Caitlin Clark, for some odd reason, let's do a hypothetical. I hate throwing hypotheticals because hypotheticals are not real, and usually hypotheticals are used when you have no backbone to what you're trying to explain. But if Caitlin Clark, for some odd reason, chooses to just quit that WNBA because she's so stressed out about the delusional stories made up about her and her fans and stuff like that, the WNBA would automatically come crashing down to earth. I mean, seriously. And maybe that's what it needs. That's what needs to happen for these girls to get it through their thick skulls. That's what it seems to. That's what it seems to end up being. I mean, I can't call it. But let's go to what Caitlin Clark had to say to this reporter, the response she has given, and why I believe that she took the high road was said.
You know, you want to focus straight on basketball, definitely respect that. But when, just asking you directly, when people use your name for racism, misogyny, whatever, what is your response to that specifically?
Yeah, I think it's disappointing. I think, everybody in our world, deserves the same amount of respect. The women in our league deserve the same amount of respect. So people should not be using my name to push those agendas. It's disappointing. It's not acceptable. But yeah.
Caitlin, I know you mentioned.
And I'm gonna say this because there was an original take on what was being said right there. I believe this was the second interview, and I believe this was a second opportunity for the media to ask this question. When she was asked the first time, she said all she wants to do is play ball. She wants to stay out of it. She's not into social media, and she's not into all those political talks and all those attacks when it comes to social media. She just wants to play the game of basketball. So I believe it was asked again because they're trying to get her to go against her fans. They're trying to develop news because news sells. News sells, whether you like it or not. Negativity sells. What do you think when you're on a highway and there's an accident and people pull over and they want to look? The only reason traffic slows down is because people are too goddamn nosy. So they want to see what happens. They want to see if there's a dead body to be seen. And the media is obviously trying to create a dead body when it involves Caitlin Clark. They're trying to create it. They're trying to get her to budge away from what she is and go against her fans. Why does it matter what Caitlin Clark thinks about the negative fans? Does she have a platform? Absolutely. But she has a platform and she can do whatever she wants when it comes to her platform. If she doesn't want to pay attention to the negativity and the fans or whatever, she doesn't need to pay attention to them. She already stands on the fact that she denounces hate, denounces racism, denounces the fans that uses her name for that agenda. So nothing more needs to be said. But for some odd reason, there's some people within the WNBA that needs to jump on the fact that the media is trying to get Caitlin Clark to be seen in a negative light. And when I say ignorance, I say this is beyond ignorance. And like I said, you're entitled to your platform. You can say anything you want on your platform. Like I said, it's a free country. But business-wise, it's not a smart move. Let's go into DeWanna Victoria. Y'all remember her, right? She was this girl who fouled Caitlin Clark and did that little reenactment of Caitlin Clark getting fouled. And I like that. I didn't get mad at that. A lot of people got mad at that. Like I said in my last video, you should not be jumping down people's throat when they either mock Caitlin Clark or they either foul Caitlin Clark. It's part of the game. Caitlin Clark, if she's truly one of your heroes, one of your favorite basketball players when it involves the WNBA, you should like that. because to see her rise up from all of that foul and all of that hate will be even better for her because she can overcome it. Don't go against all of this that's happening to Caitlin Clark, because believe me, in 2 or 3 years when she really hit stardom, when she truly, because Caitlin Clark is not going to fail. To me, the hard part for her is to fail, because the easy part for her is to succeed, because she has the talent and she has the business know-how, and she's very, very articulate when she's with the reporters. She doesn't let things get to her. She knows how to handle the media. So that right there is a big up for Caitlin Clark, a really big up. So it's very difficult for Caitlin Clark to fail. Very difficult for her to fail. But let's continue. Jean Victoria says, dog, how one cannot be bothered by their name being used to justify racism, bigotry, misogyny, xenophobia, homophobia, and the intersectionalities of them all is nuts. We all see the shit. We all have a platform. We all have a voice, and they all hold weight. Silence is a luxury. Silence is a luxury. I believe you, Victoria. Obviously believing that Caitlin Clark is okay. Is okay. It's okay with her name being used. This is the part, right? That's very important in what she said. How can one not be bothered by their name being used to justify racism, bigotry? When did Caitlin Clark ever said that she was okay with her name being used like that? Because obviously you're talking about Caitlin Clark. Obviously. You're talking about Caitlin Clark. We all know that. But for you to make that statement right there, you're basically saying that Caitlin Clark is okay with her name being used to go against bigotry, misogyny, xenophobia, all of that stuff. She's not. She's not. And for you to post that, and for you to be within the WNBA, and for you to be basically within the opportunity of the luxury the WNBA can have with Caitlin Clark's success, this post was asinine. Asinine. I'm going to say this to end this video. Caitlin Clark, to me, is her against the world. Period. It's her against the world. Because I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be honest here. She's even against her fans. Because yes, a lot of the fans, what they're doing is causing it to be more difficult for her. But it's life. Life is not fair. No one's complaining about it. So on top of that, she has her opposing enemies who want her to fail as well. The people who are not her fans. And on top of that, she got people within her business that wants her to fail. Because they're putting posts like that down in her character. So on top of all those three parameters she has to deal with, she also has to deal with the media now, trying to make her character look in a sort of way that can make her look negative, because they want her now to denounce her fans, not realizing that fans come in all type of standards: evil, good, moderate, etc. Just because they're fans doesn't mean all fans are good. You got to take the good with the bad. It is what it is. You ever see those fans that are basically psychopathic with it? They come all dressed like the team. They come dressed with paint in their face, and they're just crazy with it. They don't know how to act, but they're fans. They're not the moderate fans who just comes with a jersey and just come decently dressed and just want to cheer for their team. These fans are just damn right possessed. But you got to accept them. You got to accept the good and the bad. And that's what Caitlin Clark is doing. Does she have a platform? Can she denounce them? Which she basically denounced in that interview, because obviously she had to do it because everybody was down her throat in the fact that she did not want to answer the first time when she was asked, because she just didn't want to be bothered by it. But maybe her PR team said, hey, you gotta address it. Just at least denounce it, whatever. Because we all know Caitlin Clark is not racist and none of that crap. We know Caitlin Clark doesn't want her name to be used for racism or anything like that. She just doesn't want to deal with the bullshit. She already has a lot on her plate. But on top of the fact that people within her business, within the WNBA, the players, jump on what the media says about Caitlin Clark as well, puts more food on the plate that she has to deal with. Caitlin Clark, it's you against the world, and I hope you understand that. The people within your circle, keep them close, because those are the people that matter. Not even the fans. The fans matter to a point, yes, but the fans can always turn on you. Remember that. We all want Caitlin Clark to succeed. All of us want the WNBA to succeed. But apparently, there's a lot of people who want to put obstacles in Caitlin Clark's way, not realizing that it's going to cause their own failure within the company. The WNBA has already lost about $50 million this year in revenue, despite it being its highest gross year ever. They still lost $50 million. They are still being a non-profit organization. They are still depending on the NBA to finance them for the simple fact that they can't turn a profit. But now that they have the opportunity to turn a profit, because there's a single individual causing everybody to go freaking mayhem towards the WNBA and cause sellouts all over the arena and cause higher attendees among other games, because they know sooner or later Caitlin Clark is going to be in attendance. They want to go against that grain. They want to cause their own failure. Boggles my mind. This is a story that's going to be written to the end of time if the WNBA happens to fall short and Caitlin Clark happens to leave because of all the negative activities surrounding her name. This is Black Shy Guy, and as always, thank you for sitting at my table. I'm out of here. Peace!
Arch criminal who must be put away. Another innocent victim of homicidal maniac.